started sharing it, which I didn't see myself. Okay. Okay. Go back and see you. Yep. And it's fooling me. Now it's saying excellent connection. Just go. Okay. Fooling. Yeah. Well, 10 days, that's what I want to drop off. And now I got it. I think so. So when you guys said, who was it?
Hey, Rose. No, you're right. Okay, that's my point. Yeah. That's my point. That's my point. That was the first one. I had to call him and say, hey, jump in the middle and see what's happening. But, like I said, that was wrong. Because you put it in there. Well, I had to get somebody. But see, I didn't know. And I didn't know that you had that conversation. Oh, yeah. That's why I said, when you leave, you should know you're coming. If I had known you were coming, no one would have. I'll call you. Thank you. I will call. I didn't call you. But even if you do call, it's still, I should go. When you leave, you should be sweet. And I'm going to keep saying that to y'all until you go. It's not real. They need the money. What is that? What is it like that? What is that? the problem. But I'm always breaking down the phone to tell her to call who. If he's not in place, then if he's not here, if he's on vacation, who is next in line for her to call?
Is it an emergency?
No. If somebody digging up her yard, all of us.
Probably just wait till we shoot an email, usually text email. You call on home generally.
Now, honestly, no.
Well, you can speak to the clerk, but I think if it's not an emergency,
It's not an emergency.
then you will be
We'll
able to
talk
talk
about
about it.
protocol.
Yes.
If he's not in line, who is next in line to do call?
I don't think there is.
What's the, so Vice Mayor, what did she do?
Well, you're talking about a day-to-day operational thing, which is
No,
technically different.
that's not a day-to-day operation, because we're talking about the constituent complaint community.
Right.
It's the town manager, the mayor, and the vice mayor. Am I wrong?
Well, I think if it's not an emergency situation, I'm not sure that it can be really found.
That's not my question. We said hierarchy. The king's not here. It's not an emergency, you just said that.
Right.
Who's next in line to call?
I'm missing the, it's not an emergency, why does it need an immediate response? Why can't it not be a telephone out? Or can answer the email? That's where I'm missing.
See, that's when you and I disagree. I think any kind of decision is always response. I didn't like that answer. I'm sorry.
Well, I respect that. I think generally from.
So you're saying she could have put it in the case back?
No, but I'm not sure that there's no assistant town manager here. That would be the normal, right? If it's operational,
Right, so who's next in line?
I don't think there is. That's why I'm saying.
So generally, what is the purpose of the town manager? What is the purpose of the vice mayor under there?
Well, they're elected. They're a little different.
This is not running office. Is that nothing to it?
Right. Right. And if somebody digging up somebody's yard,
Yeah.
you know. I'm not sure they're right. It's the vice mayor and the mayor. And I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do about this. That's where I'm, what's the next step?
And this is what you want to understand. You're here to understand that I know this.
Okay.
And we, I like to go public with you sometimes. I understand why things around here, but just tell me. Maybe I'm wrong. And I think that's the problem. And that's why I call it, you know, I'm on to something else, but I am not the vice mayor. I am not the mayor. The mayor, if they can make the team not get to go. I'm right with you. We should be all working, you know, and they always act after the way of the mayor.
So that's what you think it should be next to the mayor?
Actually, in this particular case,
Okay, well, I'm not going to answer the director.
that citizen did receive
I rest my case. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You exactly what you're supposed to do. So who is next tonight? Well, I can't help it. Now that we're on the money. Since nobody knows that we need to learn, then it's okay. I'm giving up. I know you do. And I'll tell you that if you don't call, so that the plan is on. To be disagreed, you need to try. When I got the call, it did not deal with the ministry.
Is that the issue? You know, I'm calling with you. Is that what we're
No,
talking about?
it
We're just generally talking about protocol.
what happened? And you know how everybody is.
Yeah.
And I was upset because I don't remember anything from that subject.
Yeah.
And you put them in the middle of something because people won't follow protocol and don't go.
Yeah.
Just fool.
Yeah.
She was fooling.
Good, and you?
Good. You hit the honors tonight?
I'm sorry?
You hit the honors tonight?
Yeah, first time.
You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Glitter, there's a glitter bomb over here. We decorated our office and there was glitter everywhere.
Was there?
Oh, God.
My wife's had a lot of, immune problems with her blood right now. It's not getting her. Yeah. She had, she was from a place, had two cancer as well. And, she was going through a lot of stuff. And, we did that. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I don't care anymore.
That good, huh?
What's that?
That good, huh?
Yeah.
One quick thing, because I need to talk about George behind his back. So let's
Okay,
do
we
it.
gotta go behind.
Yeah,
No.
I'd be glad for you to talk to me behind my back.
Should have said anywhere?
I think so. If you had a gator hat on, it'd be a lot better, but that's
Oh,
okay.
look, I don't even know, I just wear hats because they're cute and they match. I don't have a team.
You match them very nicely.
I just
Very,
wear it
very
because it
nicely
matches. That's
Garnet
it.
and gold, you got it on.
That's it. Match. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good, okay, cool.
Ms. Ron? Oh, okay.
Here's on the screen. Well, thank you. You're welcome.
What is it?
Application.
Oh. Where's it gonna be held?
At, Kids Are Creative, right here.
Oh, it's gonna be held in here?
No, not in here. Right there. That's the address. There you
Oh,
go.
where is
Uh-huh.
it? That's the community center?
No, that's right here.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Kids Are Creative, the
Good.
daycare.
Oh, the daycare center.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Hi, how you doing? Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, dear.
Oh, Miss Annie tonight.
Okay. Lisa, I drove. I'm back in my car driving. That means I'm getting a long time.
I gotta go get my glasses.
How you been?
That's all.
Ah, boy. I told William tonight. I got an email from Trevor, from FPL,
Okay.
and basically he outlined what was gonna be done. I didn't think it was totally what you guys might want, so I emailed him again and said, I need you to send us an email or correspondence that I can give the village that says that, you know, they're working on, they approved the location of all the new
Okay.
easements, okay? The way they work is that they don't do them until they get
They don't
the new-
abandon the old ones or terminate the old ones until they
Right,
get the
then
new
they'll
ones. That's,
terminate.
yeah,
And
that's
then the
fine.
owner, in this case,
I
has
didn't
got to
get the
pay
deal.
for everything.
Yeah.
They have to even move all the poles and the lines and
Okay.
to the new places, so
Okay.
they've all agreed to that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get that for you by tomorrow morning.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll text Nilsa. I didn't get a hold of her today.
Yeah, okay, great.
Hey.
Anybody sit next to me, maybe?
Oh, ma'am, I don't believe so.
I think I'd like to have that tonight. Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing better.
How are you doing?
Doing better.
You don't have to
Okay.
stick
That's
your
fine.
neck out.
Yeah, that's fine. Not a problem. Okay.
Just flared up my sciatic.
Oh.
Hey. All right, thank you, ma'am.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Your knee. And bring it next to me.
Okay.
I mean, no, I just want to know. That's serious as long as it's painful, I know.
It's painful.
Any pain is serious.
It's been mighty painful, but it's better right now.
Yeah.
I hope it'll stay better.
What'd you do?
I pitched my bulging disc.
Oh, really? Those are painful.
Yeah. I just had to get close to you tonight.
Oh, now I might be able to see something.
Hey, Doc.
Right, doing all
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
I'm good, I'm back driving.
You been driving?
Yeah, I can drive to my house. Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay.
That's a good thing. I haven't done that in about 3 months.
No.
Your council falling apart. Most of the women are off it.
Oh,
You better keep your men safe.
Looking festive.
That's good.
Too far away from here to get mental.
You go to the picnic? I want it.
it was pretty good. Good. Sort of the usual suspects and all.
You know how long I've been in Palm Beach County, right? That's the first time I've been to a picnic.
I think I missed it once.
That's the first time I missed it.
Make sure you look to.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
When did you, Councilman, did you go to the picnic?
Hmm?
Did you go to the picnic
Picnic?
in Bell Lake?
No.
Do you ever go?
Hmm?
Do you ever go?
was last time
Yeah,
I saw
I
you.
used to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm doing all right.
Also.
So you walking well enough to do the prayer?
I'm sorry? I don't know what those photos are. Oh, I think it might be. No. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to prepare to get started, and we'll give you just 30 seconds. We're going to ask if you could take your cell phones, if you have those, and just place those on vibrate for us, as well as any other little items that we need to clear up right before the meeting. We'll give you 30 seconds. Thank you so much, and thanks so much for all of you who've come out tonight, and as well as those who may be with us online. We welcome you to our meeting. At this time, we're going to call the Town of Montgomery Park regular council meeting of December 7th, 2021 into session. Roll call, please.
Mayor Alberry,
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
I'm over here.
Councilmember McConnell,
Here.
Councilmember Green.
Here.
Thank you so much. We do have a quorum at this time. Let us stand for our invocation, please.
Loving Father, help us to remember the birth of Jesus, that we may share in the song of the angels, the gladness of the shepherds, and the worship of the wise men. Close the doors of hate and open the door of love all over the world. Let kindness come with every gift and good desires with every greeting. Deliver us from evil by the blessing of which Christ brings, and teach us to be merry with clear hearts. May the Christmas morning make us happy to be thy children, and Christmas evening bring us to our beds with grateful thoughts. Forgiving and forgiven for Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Our pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. And just before we attend to the agenda, I'd like to take special privilege and just take a moment of silence in remembrance of all of those who have come to, unfortunately, the pandemic of COVID-19 virus. So at this time, we take a moment of silence in memory of all of those that have succumbed to the disease. Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll attend to our agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, there's no additions or deletions or substitutions on the agenda you have in front of you. However, since it was originally published on Friday afternoon, we did take out an item, and that was under ordinances and resolutions. The resolution is dealing with the assessments for the sewer on Jeffrey and Sherwood. We're still making sure everything is just right. So that will be on your next agenda, which will be January 4th.
Okay, thank you so much. Are there any other additions, deletions, or substitutions or adjustments to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It is carried. And for tonight's meeting, we have no items that have been annotated normally that we would have on our consent agenda that would be annotated by an asterisk, so we have none for tonight. So at this point in time, we'll continue on our agenda. Our next item is item 4, and this is proclamations and presentations, for which we have none. So we will move on now to item 5, which is our Palm Beach County League of Cities Committee.
Thank you, sir. Just a very brief update. The what we call the Tri-City Barbecue was last Friday. There is no additional meeting for December. That is the league's December meeting, excuse me. I'll bring you the January dates and location at your next meeting on January 4th. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments for our meeting? Hearing none, we will continue on in our agenda. The next item is item 6, and we have no ordinances or resolutions for tonight. So we will move on to item 7. And there we have item 7A, and this is a request by Southern Falls Boat Works Incorporated for an extension of 6 months. This, of course, they're requesting retroactive from August 2021. Ken?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this item, you may recall, approximately a year ago, Southern Cross Boat Works on East Avenue, they approached Town Council by way of Mr. Gentile and requested temporary storage at their location that has been cleared but undeveloped. Council did grant that temporary storage on the condition that within the 6 to 8 month period, that they have a really good start in the next phase of it in site plan submittal. And they're here tonight because their time did run out in August. They're here to request an extension for 6 months, retroactive to August. That would go through February of 2022. Mr. George Gentile is representing the property owner, and he has a presentation for you, along with the request.
Okay, certainly. Oh, okay. Well, we just ask when you come forward after you get settled, if you just state your name and address for the record. Okay.
And I would say, Mr. Mayor, if the attorney wants to add anything to that, I may have.
No, I think that captures it, Manager Metcalf. Thank you. I'll answer any questions along the way, but as you recall from your January meeting earlier this year, there was discussion of the time frame, and as Ken says, that time frame has passed, so the applicant is here for additional time. The only thing I will note is that they were at DRC, is that last week? The end of last week, with a site plan, so they are moving forward in the process, but I'll defer to the applicant. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to try to answer them.
Thank you so much. So at this time, we give the floor to the applicant.
Yes. Okay. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members, George Gentile. I'm president of 2GHO Inc. We're landscape architects and land planners. Just to refresh your memory, because I think everybody was here just about when we came through the last time. This is the Southern Cross Boat Works. It's a piece of property that is vacant on East Avenue. Just to refresh your memory, it's 1.35 acres. I'm going to just take this off in 1 minute so you can hear me. We came in here for temporary storage in a temporary building. And with everything that's been going on in this world since we started this, he's been delayed. And we also then commenced with getting the final site plan done for his new building, which, as your attorney indicated, we came here last week for the DRC meeting. This is the site plan we brought forth to you all. It's again, we're proposing a 2-story building, office warehouse. There'll be a training room upstairs for proposed individuals who want to get trained into doing the work that they do with the boat maintenance and installation of all the scaffolding that they do. If you recall, this company works with most of the major marine operators such as Viking, Rybovich Marine, and several other ones to provide the scaffolding that is used for all the large yachts. And they put the scaffolding up and take it down. They remove it when there's storm events that are coming in. They remove it to put it to new boats when they come in, and that is their main operation. And then they get involved in some of the maintenance operations as well. So they'll be using this facility. So we are here tonight asking for your indulgence on an extension through February. We anticipate that this application, since we just met with the DRC, your staff, they gave us some comments. We're reworking it now. We have the architecture done finally on the building. We have the floor plans done. We are doing the concurrency application right now as requested at the DRC meeting, and we'll be coming in with the application probably right after the holiday season, right after the first of the year, and then we'll be bringing this to your planning commission as well as to you as the final hearing on the proposed bill. I think it's going to, when we get done, it will be a nice addition to the area. It will certainly meet the intent of the industrial area that it's going in, and it's going to provide, I think, a very nice building with also training for potential employment for people who want to get into this industry. I'll be glad to answer any other questions that you might have.
Thank you so much. If council would just, if you have questions, we go to staff and attorney. They may provide some information. Then we'll ask some questions thereafter. Okay, so Ken and then Amity, if there's any additional information to share so that we'll be able to ask questions.
We'll wait today.
Nothing at this time, sir.
Okay, Amity?
The only thing I would say is that as the applicant has presented it, as is on your agenda, this is a request for retroactive extension from August through February. If the town council is amenable to an extension, I'm honestly not sure that February is going to be enough time. In full disclosure, the site plan that was brought back last week is a little bit modified from the original discussion. What's built into that is a roadway abandonment request, which will have to come through town council as well. So in full transparency, I just want council to be aware that I'm not sure February 2022, that's only 2 months of public hearings. There's a Board of Adjustment meeting for variances that will be required. The roadway abandonment is its own process. If the council is amenable to an extension, you may wish to push that out an additional 2 to 3 months is probably realistic, just so that the applicant has adequate time to get all the way through the process. But that's the only additional comment I'll make.
Thank you so much. Just before council comments and questions, I just want to acknowledge for the record that Councilman Smith is on the dais. So at this time, we'll take any questions for the applicant that you may have. Councilman Green, then Vice Mayor Johnson.
I'll let the Vice Mayor go first.
No, oh, go ahead. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that you are still working toward your goals on this property siting. You already have many of the scaffolding in place already. Was there a temporary building that you were planning to do?
Yes, there was. If I can. This is the plan that we brought, and Mr. Johnson, I don't think you can see that from there. Let me just move it over so you can see. This was a temporary trailer that we were going to put on the site, and the client at this point has not done this and concentrated on getting a lot of the other stuff going through the process. I mean, we don't like to keep using the COVID issue, but he did have COVID. He was out for a while, and he did have, we are having trouble in this industry on getting construction material, and it's been delayed. But architecturally, he's finally got it completed. Sturgis and Associates are the architects, and so he's moving us very quickly to get the site plan approved to just go ahead and build everything on a permanent basis, which is on the plan that I have showed you, which we provided to your, it's on record now, the staff at the DRC.
Well, I just wanted to know if the space for the structure that you're planning to build is at the same location?
No, the other one was just really a mobile trailer that was going to be put on temporarily. And there has to be, he's going to be working on bringing the sewer and water to that area to provide it. And just felt that under the circumstances, it was going to be very difficult to not just do the permanent building and get everything done at one time, including the parking. The parking lot is almost in the same location as you can see on the front side here. This is the new building. There'll be additional parking here. And then this will be the outdoor storage, and this retention area will go on the back side. And as the attorney said, that we've been working, and we are working right now, on a plan for Rosa Esteveras, who owns this property, which will be very similar. It will be office warehouse space that will be rented. And we're working on her plan now, and she is proposing to work with Southern Cross to abandon the right-of-way and do a joint driveway for both projects there.
Any other questions, sir?
Hopefully you'll be getting 2 facilities in this location on vacant property.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions, Vice Mayor?
That's sufficient for now.
Okay. Councilman McConnell, then Councilwoman Green.
Yes, at the beginning of your presentation, I think you mentioned buzzword, certification on the first level. Did you say something about certifying the first floor? When you first started talking, you said we will use this floor.
I don't know what I would have referenced on certifying anything.
A training?
Oh, yes, they're still proposing, as we did before indicated. Mr. Munez, his goal is to set up a training facility for people who want to get into their business. They have a hard time, actually everybody's having a hard time finding employees right now for just about anything, but to train people to deal with manipulating the scaffolding, doing some of the boat maintenance that they work on, and they're mainly yacht repair activities. So
Okay.
It's still having the training. It's going to be on the upstairs portion of the office warehouse.
So it's really training people how to do it. When you mention that, especially when we are talking about economy and people unemployed, when you mention the buzzword, that's the teacher in me.
That's what the reason is. People who are not employed that want to learn, young people, or even, I don't think I would make it. I'm too old right now. But,
Never do. Don't say that.
But people who would want to get into this type of work, he will have job fairs and bring people in to be trained to learn this business and then be employees.
So you said it again. When you say train, I want to make sure this right, because especially with so many people not having jobs. Are you training them, or are you certifying them to, once they finish, they have a piece of paper in their hand that they can go and get a job with decent pay?
Well,
So you're not, it's the difference between certifying and training.
right. They're not getting any kind of there's not a certification process.
That's what I want to know. Okay.
But it's to train people young people particularly, to come into the business and get jobs with Southern Cross Boat Works.
Okay,
Because
that's what,
they do this on a lot of the large yacht. In fact, there's even a new large yacht maintenance facility being done in Fort Pierce. But he located here to Mangonia Park because his 2 major marine companies that he works for is Viking, and now the new company that just bought out Rybovich. And I apologize, I don't remember the name, but he still does all of their setups, their scaffolding, and then when we have storm events through June to November, he has to, a lot of times, luckily we've been very lucky this year, but he has to go take all the scaffolding down before a storm event, store it, make sure it's safe, and then put it back up right after the storm event so they can continue working on these mega yachts.
okay, just one last question, because will the individuals have any type of paper in their hand where they can go to Viking Yacht and say, I was trained, this is where I began, so that would enable them to get employment than just to walk into a person's business and say, well, I was trained at blah, 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 blah.
That I couldn't answer you.
You know, that would
I'll bring that back to you when I do the site plan, application to make sure, but they would definitely have the experience and have documentation that they took a training class for.
That's, you answered my question. That's what I wanted.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you. All right.
Thanks so much. Were there any other questions or comments from the
just-
council?
I just want to
Vice
ask
Mayor?
if he could turn the diagram so the audience can see.
Sure.
What's the square footage of that building?
This is going to be approximately 20,000 square feet. It's pretty close to about 18,000 plus square feet. We have offices and warehousing. And mainly just to store a lot of their stuff, and then they'll have also outdoor storage.
Okay. And it,
I'm sorry?
Boats will be repaired there?
No, boats will not be repaired here. They strictly provide the repair facilities because the size vessels that they do I'm sorry, we probably should hold on to this so you get it recorded. They provide the services of setting up for the repair and maintenance. They wrap the boats when they're doing painting. They do the scaffolding. And they're mostly on very large boats from 65-foot to 300-foot mega yachts. And they do it all over South Florida, Southeast Florida. Okay.
Righty. So what we'll do is we'll see if there's any other council comments or questions, and then we'll, and for the record, was a staff person that was asking the questions, for those who didn't know. We have a staff
No
person.
problem.
Okay.
And we would appreciate, as your attorney indicated, that we do feel it's going to take us a little bit more time than February to get through your process and bring you the final plans for everything. If you are able to extend it a little bit longer, another 2 to 3 months at the most, that would be very helpful.
Okay. Oh, great. Just a couple of questions here, and then we'll see if there's any additional questions before it's voted on. Now, in just looking at the pictures, and then, of course, in driving by, sort of had sort of a question came. Now, it's currently being used for storage only, the site?
Yes, I believe they're just storing the scaffolding that's not put up at any of the marinas. They're keeping the residual scaffolding and materials on the site, and that's it. There's no one on the site at this time.
Okay, so the normal course of business is being conducted at the previous site?
That's correct.
Righty. And just for future thought and consideration and planning, I don't want to jump ahead, but I was just kind of curious as well. Currently, there is a fence, right, that secures the property. Going forward, in terms of just what you're proposing, just for that open storage area, what type of fencing, chain link as well?
All the new fencing that will go in, it will be standard 6-foot fencing with landscape buffer around it.
Okay, and that's around the open storage area, is what you're going to be proposing, I
I
think?
believe that what we were going to propose is to fence everything from the back of the building to the back portion of the property.
Okay, to the very back, okay. Righty, and you stated you did submit, is that the final site plan that was submitted and that we've gone through?
It's the site plan that went through DRC, so they received comments from your technical staff, and they have to revise that and come back for additional preliminary hearing, preliminary and final site plan.
We're doing the revisions based on your staff direction last week.
Okay, okay, great. Okay.
I think, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, there's a second DRC, I think is what we told the applicant last week, because there was a couple of substantive things that need to be addressed, so just so you know, there'll be an additional DRC staff review before the public hearings.
So there would be, Mr. Mayor, there would be a resubmittal, another DRC, and most likely a Board of Adjustment hearing before Town Council sees it for preliminary.
Okay. I would agree that February would not give enough time. No doubt about it. Let's see if there was any other questions or comments from council. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Okay, Councilman Smith?
Good evening. First and foremost, I apologize for missing the majority of it. But I'm looking at this 6-month extension. And I'm asking in detail, and my apologies, of this 6-month extension, what's that going to entail, and can we move forward? Because when we initially talked with you guys, everything was promising a lot of crap. We took the vegetation off, but now I still see a lot of scaffolding on it. So what's the 6 months extension that you're asking if we granted? What's this going to cover? And any order, but I would like to get some clarity on it.
Absolutely, I'd be glad to briefly go over. We had a DRC meeting with your staff last week with the final site plan. They've asked us to make some revisions and do some additional items. We're doing those revisions now. We're going to come back one more review meeting with the staff, which is going to probably at this point be after the holidays. I don't think you're going to meet before Christmas, but it'll probably be the first week or second week in January. And then if we're in good shape there, then we're going to file for the Board of Adjustment as well as the preliminary site plan approval for you all to review. And we're trying to get it final so he can go ahead and start getting his working drawings done and get constructed as quickly as possible. And that's what his goal is now.
Okay, my question then is going to be it's appropriate to the manager. Based on these meetings that we've had, and we're talking 6-month window measurement, we're already in holiday mode, there are things going on. You mentioned earlier in your presentation that I did see COVID and all the delays. Is that a fair amount of time to get some reasonable things done, results,
Councilman Smith, he can get some traction, if you will, on his plans. Certainly before February, there's not going to be any construction. You as the town council, y'all probably will not be seeing this again until February or March for a preliminary. So he has an opportunity. They have done some planning. They have the opportunity to do the revisions based on what staff gave them guidance on. They will resubmit that, and sometime early January, based on their submittal time, they'll be seeing our development review committee again.
Okay, my last question is directed to everyone, the mayor's attorney, staff, and the gentleman that's asking for extension. My concern, and there should be a town concern, is this open. When I say the site is open, and I know steps have to be in place, I'm hoping we as a town can get the ball turning where it doesn't be unsightly. And I'll go as far and say a code issue or anything like that. Because right now it's just open. Even though there's some vegetation management and everything, but it does need some tweaking. So I'm hoping that we get assurance that that can happen. And then I can jump in and answer that.
So Councilman Smith, I'll just say that, once it comes to council for preliminary, at that point, conditions can be discussed and negotiated, if you will. So your point's taken. They've got a ways to go before that happens, but certainly council will have lots of input on what it looks like ultimately.
Yeah, and we are committed, I know that our client is committed to get this thing final and built as quickly as possible. As quickly as he can. If you didn't hear me before, there's been delays in construction materials and those type of things, and we're hoping that things are going to get better as we get over the first part of the year. But I think what the town has going is that we're we're going to need to continue to get information, documentation to your staff. And we're going to stay on that schedule according to my client. You know, it's up to my client, but he's committed to do that. But your staff will know if we're not fulfilling the obligations of getting things to you as quickly as possible. We're working very diligently right now in our office, the architect's office, and the civil engineer on getting all the documentation completed based on the comments made at the DRC. So you'll be seeing this pretty regularly over the next, I would say, 3 to 6 months, coming in with different items that we need to get your review and approval on.
Again, this is my revolving too. Respectfully, I've heard that there are delays issues, and I understand that wholeheartedly. But I also understand that throughout this county, I've observed construction going up. You just go downtown, I mean, 1, 2, 15 levels. So materials making it to those sites, and I understand, and so hopefully material and delays, because, and that's sometimes delays are beyond our control, but I'm hoping that this process goes forward, and we as a town, I want to sound to individuals that we get some, as the manager said, some traction.
I'm going to relay that to my client immediately tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else, Councilman Smith?
That's it.
Okay. All righty, so let's see if there's any additional questions or comments from the dais. Vice Mayor, you have your hand up?
Well, just to follow back on the attorney's original statement of maybe the extension should be more than just the 6 months. I would be in favor of 9-month extension to May to complete the plan.
Okay.
And that should give them plenty of time. Hopefully, as the applicant has said, it sounds like their client is looking to get this done as fast as possible, but reality is there's several public hearings that have to happen, and some time will elapse here with the holiday. But that should be adequate time, certainly.
All right, thanks so much. So let's make sure there's no other questions or comments from the dais. If not, then what we'll do is we'll see if there's anything else from our staff and consultants as it relates to this particular item. Councilwoman Green.
Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to say something for the benefit of the town and all of us. The reason I was so interested in the business part of it is because you reminded me of when Scripps first came to Palm Beach County, and industrial zone areas were supposed to be used for what you are doing, and we were supposed to be a spinoff, and they looked over Mangonia Park. And I'm hoping that you are successful and you can bring that type of training here, because we need North Tech and we need training. It would be good for our town. And I'd like to see it, at least you will start a spinoff of what the county wanted anyway. So I hope that you are successful, because if you are successful, then our town is successful.
Okay, so let's see if there's anything additional information or comments from staff. And
Mr. Mayor, just 2 quick things. If there is a motion for an extension, if you would, and I'm sure the attorney can sweep this up a little bit better, but please make sure you indicate if it's retroactive to that August date or not, or how you want to proceed with that. That's one thing, and the attorney can clean that up a little bit. The other thing too, I just want to go on record, the staff member that was asking the question previously, that's Rod Major, Code Enforcement Officer.
okay, thanks so much. Amity, you have any?
And just to Ken's point, you could, motion could be made retroactive from August to whatever date. Should that be February or May 2022? Just state the dates in your motion, and that'll be sufficient.
Okay, thanks so much. Now let's see if there's anything else from staff. Any other staff comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll come back to the dais to see if there's any other comments or questions from council. Hearing none. Yes, we've had full discussion, so at this point in time, we do have before us the request from Southern Cross Boat Works Incorporated for an extension of 6 months. course, they're requesting retroactive, according to the information we've heard here tonight. What is your pleasure, the mask. Your pleasure as it relates to granting an extension? Recommendation has been made in consideration to take it through May of this year, if indeed an extension is granted. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor, I so move that we grant the request for extension to cover the original stated dates, August 2021, including February, and passing onward additional 3 months to May 22nd, 2022, for the continuation of their outside storage plans.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? To that?
Second. Also, let me understand the math, and so instead of the extension being 6 months, am I understanding it now going to be 9 months?
Yes, sir, it is, but it's,
Please clarify that then,
it's-
so I can help me out.
it's not 6 months from today. It's retroactive from when their original approval expired, which was August 2021. So it's from that date forward through May 2022.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Okay.
Proceed.
Okay. Righty, so a motion has been made to grant an extension to Southern Cross Boat Works, retroactive from August of 2021 through May of 2022. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember McConnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yes.
Mayor Alberry.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay. Thank you so much, and we'll.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members, thank you so much, and I'll relay everything to my client first thing in the morning.
Thank you so much, and you have a great evening.
Thank you.
Our next item on the agenda is item 7B, and this is a request for approval of a special event application 2021-02 from Kids on Creative Learning Center for a special birthday party. We're going to ask if the applicant is here. She would just come forward and just state your name and address for the record.
Mr. Mayor, while Ms. Young is coming forward, I'll give you a little bit of background on this. This is Ms. Rhonda Young, co-owner of Kids Are Creative Daycare across the street from us, and she is requesting permission for a special event. And I have to say, from time to time, we do get these applications, and since I've been here 6 years, this is the first one that's come in with all the boxes checked. She's met the 30-day window. She has hired private security. She has paid her fee, and she's here tonight to ask permission. And I know you'll have a lot of questions, but staff does recommend approval.
Thank you so much. The only flaw is she has on an FSU hat. Other than that,
Just want to match, that's it.
okay, not a problem. Okay. Okay.
So with that, she doesn't need to say anything.
Right. Okay, thanks so much. And thanks so much for coming before us. And I'm sure that there's going to be questions and comments. So at this point in time, Ken did state you had something prior to questions from council?
I'm sorry, sir.
Did you have additional information prior to council? I'm sorry.
Yes, there is, at your seat, you do have her application and also a copy of her insurance certificate.
All we need to do is take a motion, huh?
And also, she has made contact with Captain Thomas and PBS.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. So what we'll do is we'll open the floor. If there's any additional information you want to share with us, you're having a special event for the purpose of.
My birthday party.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you want to use the facility there. Any questions or comments for the applicant? Any council comments or questions?
I just wanted to say,
Okay.
I do
Okay, Councilman
have a
Smith.
question. It's a curiosity question. And I could have, but since you're here presenting yourself about this event, I'm looking at the application and I want to put foot in my mouth. See the dates and everything, like the manager said, everything's done appropriate and proper. What time is this event starting? Oh, all the time. I'm looking all over it. I want to make sure I get my plate. No, I'm just kidding. You want to share that with me?
Starts at 8
And there a specific ending time?
1 a.m.
I didn't hear you.
1 a.m. From 8 to 1 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Any other council comments or questions?
I just wanted to make a comment. I haven't had the opportunity to say this to you in a council setting. I know when you originally opened, you gave us a tour, those who could come over to tour your facility. And I was very impressed with the various materials and resources that you have available to provide the needs to the children that are being served there. I don't remember the age range. What are the age range of the kids that are there? 6 weeks to 12 years old. So it has an after-school program included. Okay, great. Now, are these kids coming to the party?
No.
Okay. Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Okay, other questions or comments? Just while all the councilors getting their thoughts together. Now, on item 4, where you have the number of employees, so you have 16 employees, so all your employees will be present. But more so than that, on number 3 of the application, you have 300. You're anticipating 300 individuals. Is that all at one time, or will it be in waves, or?
So what I'm gonna do, I have my aftercare room and my parking lot as well. So we can kind of try to be social distancing, but just so everybody can kind of be pretty much spread it out in different spots, so like 3 different spots. Instead of the event hall, everybody's in there, they can move about.
Okay, that was just trying to imagine 316 individuals.
Actually, the event hall itself is a capacity of almost 300 itself. So, like I said, I'm going to utilize that, including the aftercare room, which we call the social hall. That provides space for 150 itself as well.
Okay. Oh, certainly. Now, of course, I'm sorry. All inside.
Okay.
Right. And of course, my question was just basically, and I'm sure you've already figured it all out, it's just that I have a genuine concern for safety. And was that, of course, with 300 capacity, that's under the normal circumstances. Now, when you're talking 6 feet, it sort of eliminates, or sort of restricts that number a little bit more. So I was just kind of concerned that I'm sure that all things have been attended to as it relates to the infection control protocols and all.
Security guard, and like I said, we're going to use outside in the parking lot as well.
Okay. Okay.
The rooms on the inside being utilized and also outside parking.
Okay. All righty. And you have sufficient parking space? Because if everybody came in a single car.
Yeah, but actually, when we first moved over there, we have a contract with Goodwill.
Okay. To be able to use.
As well as they have one with us. So when we're closed, they're able to utilize our space. And likewise.
Okay. So it's all been attended to. Okay. Great. Councilman Green?
I know everyone up here obviously knows why I'm going to call Captain Thomas. I would like to hear him or his opinion on this item. Or how you work with them, especially with this many children.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor.
Good evening.
Esteemed members of the council, and all of you in your respective places. Commissioner Green, what's your question?
I didn't know whether you had worked with her or not. My mind is, when I look at this, now this number, and I'm glad the mayor brought attention to it with this many. What are the ages of the children?
Well, it's not for them. Well, you just want to know about my center?
Pardon?
Are you talking about the party or the ages at my center that's enrolled?
Right.
They're 6 weeks to 12 years old.
Now, I thought this party was for, maybe I'm just reading it wrong. I thought it was for the kids.
No, it's not for the kids, not that kind.
I'm reading it wrong then. Well, special birthday party, event. Who is the birthday party for?
It's my birthday party.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed that part. We need to take these masks off. Captain, you can sit down.
No, well, actually.
My mind was thinking
Captain.
kids.
Okay, Captain, If you could just come back, I think there's.
That was funny when I said that you could sit down. We're big kids too.
Councilman Smith?
What role, I guess, she seemed to have gotten, I ain't gonna say she did, got her security and everything. So you guys just gonna be rolling the area, what role is DDSO gonna be playing in this event from 8 to 1? If any role.
Oh, that's the part I missed, that's why I wanted to say
EDSO,
1A.
we will maintain our normal patrol posture. Ms. Young has her own security for the event. She's always free and welcome to hire PDSO deputies, but you have to go through the permit section and get back to them concerning additional deputies from ADA.
Okay, so they need the helicopters, nine policemen,
Well, I should hope not.
those, hound dogs, need all that.
I should hope not, Councilman.
But if we need to facilitate, I know you guys, so thank you.
Okay. So just before you do, and again, we certainly want to accommodate the request. Again, because of the charge we have in terms of just public safety, just a question. For an attendance of 300 or more, could you kind of figure that at a minimum, there's going to be about 200 cars, maybe? Adam, I'm just guessing. That's why I defer to people who know more than I when it comes to certain things, and you wouldn't have the experience as it relates to this of a 300 people, 316 people coming together. Kind of considering the location and the logistics of it all, you don't foresee any issue, in as much as we're able to kind of make sure that everything is safe for her.
Well, in as much as there's an agreement with the adjoining properties there should be no issue as far as traffic goes.
Okay.
There is an ordinance that prohibits parking on the right of way, so I'm sure that Ms. Young will see to it that doesn't become an issue.
Okay, well, great. Again, I just want to make sure everybody is safe, including our birthday person, so,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, great. Thanks so much, I appreciate it. Any other questions or comments? Council? Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, any additional things for staff? I know that as Ken stated, everything is all here, and it comes by way of a staff recommendation. So if there's no other questions or comments, okay. What is your pleasure as it relates to the request to host a party at 4480 South Tiffany Drive, and this is on January 8th of 2022. Motion, please.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that the request for approval of special event, application number 2021-2 for Ms. Rhonda Young. Move forward.
Okay. Okay, motion has been made to approve event application 2021-02 for Kids Are Creative for Learning. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilman McConnell,
Yes.
Councilmember Green,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yes.
and Mayor Albert.
Yes. Okay. Right, certainly, but no to the hat. Okay. Okay, thanks so much, and thanks for being such a great business partner. We appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Okay, so at this point in time, we have no other items for consideration for motions. So we're going to move now to our public comments. And just as information, if there's anyone at all that's with us by way of our Facebook page, we do allow a brief moment for that transmission to take place. So at this point in time, if we have anybody online, if there's any public comment from anyone who's online, we'll take that now.
We have no one watching
No one?
online.
Okay, great. So we'll open the floor if there's any comment from the public. Any public comment from the floor? Okay.
I took note in you talking about the occupancy, which I was going to bring that up, and I think it's a very good point, because if she's seriously talking about social distancing.
I can't hear him.
Okay. Oh, Robert, just come forward for us. And this is, of course, Robert, our code enforcement officer.
Yes, sir. I was saying that I took note in that he was talking about social distancing with that number of people, and that's going to significantly cut that number down, as you stated. I've been in a couple of settings where large crowds like that, especially adults, sometimes they tend to get out of hand, and that's going to be, to me, in my opinion, a big deal. Say at least saw what's going on over there. So I would definitely want to keep an eye out on what's happening. And she's taking over parking in other spaces, and that's a huge concern, I think, for this town. So didn't really want to bring it up while she was here. I didn't want to make it a sorrowful mood, I guess you could say, but it is something I think that's a great concern. So if you've got that many people inside the facility, it never ends well, in my opinion. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm not going to be concerned about that.
Oh, certainly. Definitely. And as you stated, as it relates to the consideration for us, is public safety. Is everybody going to be safe? We'll make sure that we don't have people trying to park on top of other cars and so forth. I'm exaggerating the point a little bit, but that's the charge we have. But even more so, as you were alluding to, when you get that many people together in this environment, there's other concerns as well, which we, of course, we don't have an ordinance as it relates to super soaker events. So, but did want to at least express, that, we do have a concern for others. And, so yeah, definitely.
Amen.
Okay. Well, thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. Okay. Any other comment from the floor?
Yes.
I'm sorry, just from the floor. Right, then we'll close it in a moment and come back to you. Okay, seeing that there's no other comment from the floor, we'll close the floor to public comment. We'll come to the dais. Councilman Smith?
Just curious, we've already motioned and second, but the specifics of this request, which was stated, 300, there was a social distance. She also mentioned that she had a partnership with Goodwill, so she shouldn't be a parking lane. We also mentioned about staying off the right of way on the road, knowing that if that became an issue, that PDSO would kind of come into. But it's a gray area, some things that wasn't mentioned, and I don't see it in the application. So I do want to know concerns when I say gray area. What's permissible, what's allowed for this type of event? Special event. That's her business. And when I say what's allowed, is it an event? Is it alcohol there? Trying to do appropriate.
Councilman Smith, if I could, we need to be careful. You've already acted on this item. So that was a general public comment that should have been on non-agenda items. I would request that we refrain from additional discussion because you've already approved by motion and vote the application.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Alrighty. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate the clarity there. So with that, we'll now go to our reports. Ken?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, thank you for your time this evening. I'll be brief. Happy holidays, first of all. And just want to report on a few things. Over Thanksgiving, the Youth Council delivered 30 fruit and food bags to seniors in town, and we had good participation there. The Youth Council will be coordinating a town-wide spring cleanup later, in the spring anyway, in the April-May timeframe. We haven't set an exact date, but they will be coordinating that with help from Waste Management, Town Council, town staff, and the goal is to get as many citizens and businesses involved as we can, but the Youth Council will be coordinating that. The toy giveaway, the annual toy giveaway is Sunday, December 19th, here at Town Hall from 1 until 3. It'll be the drive around similar to last year that worked out really well. So we're going to do that again. We've had already some very generous donations of toys and cash, so that always works. The Mayor's Luncheon is Monday, the 13th at 1 p.m. Of course, that is for council, staff, and town consultants, and other invitees that the mayor may have. That is next Monday at 1 p.m. We have a prayer walk scheduled for Saturday, January the 8th at 7 a.m., starting out at the usual place, which I believe that to be 1245 45th Street, or generally right in front of the churches there at the plaza. And two real quick items, and then I'll answer any questions you have on any topic. Wanted to introduce tonight our new bookkeeper, Mr. Howard Burke. He's with us tonight, and if you have any questions for him, fire away, but we're happy to have Howard. He's in week 2 of his employment, and he's hit the ground running. And he has a lot of work to do, and he's very excited to do it. So we welcome him. I think some of you have had the opportunity to meet him, but we're glad to hear it. And you will be seeing him at council meetings, so anything that comes up on the financial end, he'll be here to answer that, give you a real answer instead of the manager's sign dance. So we're happy to have him. And finally, I want to thank our deputy clerk who stepped in at literally the last minute today and has done a good job tonight. So thanks to Francesca Barrios for this, and we'll probably see her at another time. So I'm sure she feels a little bit overwhelmed, but she's done well. And again, all the council and staff, happy holidays. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have on any topic.
Thank you so much again for your report. Any questions or comments we can? Councilwoman Green?
I have a question, make it sound crazy to people. You're going to be in the office over there every day? I forgot his name.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Howard.
Howard.
Mr. Howard.
Howard.
Mr. Howard, are you going to be in our office?
Every day.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And we certainly want to welcome Mr. Howard. Of course, he's a full-time employee, so he will be there daily. And thank you so much for accepting the offer and for all that you've already done and will be doing. We thank you. So a collective welcome to you.
Really welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. We appreciate it. So at this time, Captain, you have anything?
Good evening once again.
Evening.
You should have the weekly report before you. Are there any questions concerning the weekly report?
Captain, apologies, it's not in front of them, but it was emailed out yesterday. So you do have it on your email.
Okay. Just two quick, brief items. Regarding the youth council, PBSO District 2 is linking up with the Magnolia Park Youth Council, and going forward, there'll be a deputy and/or myself at the youth council meetings going forward. Also, along those lines, the Sheriff's Office Foundation has a scholarship program, and we're in the process of identifying those seniors that are going on to college or the technical school. The scholarship program has, I believe, $40,000 worth of scholarship money, with scholarships ranging from $1,000 to $3,000. So right now, applications are going out. Deputies are identifying those students who are eligible, and hopefully we can help a few of our youth who go on to college. That's all I have.
All righty. Thanks. Any questions for Captain Thomas? Any questions or comments? Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Okay. Amity, you have anything?
Nothing specific, sir. Thank you tonight. I'll answer any questions if you have any for me.
Any questions or comments for Amity? Hearing none. All righty. So we'll go now to Councilman O'Connell. You have anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Councilman Smith?
As everyone be safe and enter into the last half of this year. COVID is still around, and we have to do parents, but it doesn't mean that we can't stop and have acts of kindness to the community, inviting people to strangers. We still have to conduct business in the town of Montgomery Park, but, everybody be safe up here. That's on the days and your family members. And public safety people, PBS on the job they're doing. I know it's a tough job. I know you're dealing with people and things arise. Appreciate all the effort and work that everybody on staff. Welcome aboard. And I look forward to an even stronger 2022.
Okay. All right, thanks so much. Councilwoman Green?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Metcalf, I know this item has already been discussed, but we are having another beautiful home built in our community by Mr. Tim Wingate, who's the contractor, and he's concerned about the lake. And I know Councilman Smith and some others have already discussed it, but I don't remember what's the update of what they said about the lake. But they are concerned about the cleaning of it, and I told them that I'd bring it up here, and maybe, could you tell me what, maybe Councilman Smith could tell me, what did they say about the lake? Who's responsible for it?
Go ahead, sir. Much discussion when we did discuss the needed part of the lake was like needed to the residents.
I can't, that's why I have to get closer. I can't hear through that, man.
I can lower this mess. I'm gonna take it off, but I'll lower it. My understanding, just from Jeff back and forth dialogue with Sherry and staff, that and Fort the lake clean, it's a private lake, it was deeded like, I guess, to each resident, so if that has still be the case, then that's the case. I don't know if any.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Councilman Smith.
Yes.
May I get with you other town manager because I cannot understand you through the man? I apologize.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll be with you.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Certainly. So if I may, we'll go to Mitty, because I know Mitty addressed it, and see if she can add some information in advance.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the lake in Bryn Mawr. Is that the lake you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there was discussion, there's nothing new that I've been made aware of recently, but that's my understanding, it was deeded to the owners. So if I can call you tomorrow morning and address whatever the concern is?
Would you please, anytime, I'll be home all day.
Sure, I'll call you tomorrow morning.
Anytime before 11.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Councilwoman Green?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I think so much. Vice Mayor Johnson?
Well, I just want to say it's been an interesting but yet a beneficial year. We've brought some new opportunities to the town of Mangonia Park. I'm glad to hear that we still have more opportunities coming up in the new year. I know I'm reading the manager's report. There are quite a few developments still on the books, on the table. And I see the office staff is busy every time I come in there, so I guess they've been scurrying to meet the requests of all the permitting and the different levels of approval. I'm glad to know we have additional hands and mind on staff that can help move that a little bit more efficiently. So thank you for joining us. I hope that excitement that you showed when you were interviewing maintains throughout the entire year 2022 and beyond. But thank you very much for your willingness to work with us. And it's always a pleasure to work with this council, staff, at Mangonia Park. You have my heart, because you are really, I've seen no greater service of love than the staff at Mangonia Park. You do an excellent job. I know the Christmas giveaways that we've done before, the work you all put into it just thrills me. And I'm not going to be as physically ready to do much this year, but my heart will still be with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Oh, and let me not forget about those gentlemen on the other side there. I appreciate them, especially the protection that they provide to Mangonia Park. And as we have done our prayer walk each time, they made every effort to keep us safe as we walk, and I deeply appreciate that, and I know we'll be looking for that again in January. Even if I don't get to walk with you, I'll be there, so we'll still make sure that all things are handled properly. Thank you.
Certainly.
And of course, since I'm doing everybody else code enforcement, we're glad to have you on, because I've heard several comments about how the records of the town are being handled that were not being handled before. So thank you for what you're doing as well.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. And I'd just like to do just a brief segue from there, or just springboard from there, to also say thank you so much to all of the staff in terms of what you do and your commitment. We're at the end of the year, and this, of course, is our last meeting together. But I do hope and pray that you'll continue to be safe, and that I'll see you on Monday. I do want to just take the opportunity and just publicly say I was going to reach out, and somehow I just keep that it becomes too late for me to pick up the phone and call, but I did want to acknowledge, and we acknowledge Captain all the time. So forgive me, Captain, thanks again. But specifically for the Major who's with us, who takes time out of his busy schedule to come over to make sure all things are attended to, and for all that you do during the contract negotiations, we really, really thank you. And I just want to personally, if you had not made plans, to interrupt every plan you have Monday, and be here. We want to show our appreciation for you. And so that's a personal invitation to you for Monday as well. And thank you guys so much for all that you do. We know it's difficult and it's hard out there. Code enforcement, Rob, thank you so much. We know that not everybody says, oh yes, just come on my property and give me a citation. We know it's difficult. And so we thank everybody so much. Thank you guys so much. Francesca, Ken, Amity, everybody. And now, Mr. Howard, thank you guys so much. And again, Monday, an appreciation for all that you do, and we'll see you then. And thank you so much. With that, I have nothing else other than I'll see you Monday. And everybody be safe. And let's come Monday with empty stomachs, and let's just have a good time. Okay? If there's nothing else, a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, it has been moved and seconded. All in favor, aye. Aye. Pose same sign. It is carried. Thanks so much. Okay, thanks again. We'll see you guys on Monday.
I hope I can walk on the 8th.
Yeah, hopefully those can be kind of finicky, right?
Yeah.